To KwaZulu-Natal now, in Shakas Head near Ballito, nearly 1,000 people who lost their livelihoods during the COVID-19 lockdown have built homes on the municipal land. Now they face eviction as the municipality plans to develop a public infrastructure on the site. The residents, backed by shack dwellers movement, Abahlali baseMjondolo, are engaged in a legal battle to remain on the land. The case, heard in the Pietermaritzburg High Court, has been postponed to ensure all residents are included in the proceedings. Nobuhle Modise is there and joins us now. Nobuhle, a very good afternoon to you. Do you know who was and who wasn't included?
A very good afternoon, Bravuya. So we know that there are almost 1,000 people who reside at the Shakas Head informal settlement. And when those legal notices were served, you'd know that they came onto the land at around 2020. And from then on, it started off as a group of 15 families growing up to until over 1,000 people. So we know that that particular case, around 425 people received those legal notices, and another 400 are still yet to be served with those legal notices. This is why the case was postponed at the Pietermaritzburg High Court to ensure that everybody is included in the process. And what these shack dwellers are asking for is, not to be moved from that particular land, saying they are quite close. They're in close proximity to, economic opportunities, being jobs. Most of them saying they seek employment in the area of Ballito. So when they're asked to move, their question is, where will they go? They have, the municipality has identified an area which they say is about 20 kilometers away, and they say that particular area wouldn't work for them because it's too far from Ballito, and they're unable to then look for job opportunities. And many of them, when they came onto that particular piece of land, were employed, and COVID-19 came, and many of them found themselves unemployed, saying they lived at the Shakas Head township, and many of them were paying rent. So as a result of not being able to pay rent, that's when a large number of them decided to erect those corrugated iron structures in that piece of land that the municipality says they've earmarked to build a clinic and a high school. But I also want to bring into the conversation, Bravuyo, someone from the Dolphin Coast Residents and Ratepayers Association, because they have also been embroiled in this matter, where yesterday we did speak to Abahlali baseMjondolo, and they accuse this ratepayer association of being racist, citing a video that was sent out. And in that video, specifically what is being noted there is that the municipality has to enforce bylaws that ensure that they are adhered to. They're saying that that particular informal settlement, number one, is causing pollution. There's a lot of noise coming in from that area, and there's also quite a lot of crime. Now, Abahlali baseMjondolo believe that those statements are in actual fact racist. This is what they said yesterday. But I want to bring in someone from the association, Dion Philyun, who is the chairman of the Dolphin Coast Residents and Ratepayers Association. And maybe you can take us into the reasons why there's this tension between yourselves and those who are residing at the Shakas Head informal settlement.
There's not so much tension between us and the residents. We're actually close to the residents. We contact them, we talk to them. We have some soup kitchens in there and so on. So we don't have an issue with the residents. I think it's Abahlali that created this misunderstanding because they hadn't looked at the facts. There's statements that we are working with KDM. In fact, we're not. We're taking KDM on for not providing sufficient accommodation for people that are looking for employment. And then people living in informal settlements, and because it's part of a court case, they're not providing any services. So there are lots of social ills and lots of things happening, in that specific area. So the other thing is that they state that we're part of the court case, working with KDM, and that we've paid for the court case. We don't even know when the court case is. We're not involved. We certainly don't have the kind of money to be involved. So those are factual issues that I think we must put aside. And unfortunately, because of that, they've now tried to politicize the thing. They've tried to make it into a racial thing, which it's absolutely not. So we have members that live in various estates around that area, and those members are also affected by the lack of bylaw enforcement. So if you have an illegal waste dump that is being burnt on a Sunday to try and get rid of the waste because the municipality is not removing the waste, you have social ills happening. People are not feeling safe. Girls are not feeling safe. The elderly are not feeling safe. Kids are not safe because the municipality has basically turned its back on that specific area because it's part of a court case. And we are saying, yes, I understand it's part of a court case, but bylaw enforcement and support and services from the municipality is critical, especially in a settlement like that.
Now, we know that Abahlali baseMjondolo found an issue with a video that was circulated from the association. They felt there were undertones of racism there. What's your response to this, Dion?
Yes, we did. We put a petition together because to get our municipality to listen and take us seriously, a petition works well. So to get the signatures on the petition to say that municipality, please implement bylaws. People are getting killed. People on the roads, they can't walk. They no pavements or whatever. So our whole issue was on bylaws. So our video was to show how this area has grown. When it was smaller, it's a lot more contained. But when you now have 1,000 families living there, it becomes a densely populated area, which brings all kinds of different elements, and the community itself is not feeling safe, let alone the community on the sides. So our issue is directly with the municipality to provide adequate housing. They've not been able to do that. And even if they win this court case, I'm not sure that Vlakspruit is the ideal place to relocate these people and the people that are living there. And I don't think that they're going to relocate. So might as well accept the fact that they're there, redo your Spluma planning, redo your zoning, reconsider, and make it a proper serviced environment.
It's quite interesting that you also in agreement with the fact that that area that has been earmarked as the area that they'll be moved to, you said it's Vlak Place. You also think it's not, they can't live there as well?
No, it's too far, Nobuhle. It's where the avian plant is. I ride motorbike in that area a lot, and it really is too far away. And there are lots of other opportunities and land available that our municipality can actually go and look for to purchase. This piece of land was given to them by a farmer many years ago. There may be other opportunities like that as well. I think a bit of leadership and smart planning is what's desperately needed.
Thank you very much. That is Dion Viljoen, and he is the chairman of the Dolphin Coast Residents and Ratepayers Association. And, yesterday when we spoke to Abahlali baseMjondolo, they gave quite a different account. And it seems now that the association is actually, on their side and also wanting to make sure that they are assisted. But one thing they're calling for is for the enforcement of bylaws in the area, and them also agreeing with the fact that the place that has been identified where these residents will be moved to is also quite too far. This is what they said to us as well yesterday when we spoke to some of those who live there. They mentioned the fact that it's too far, that area that the municipality has identified for them as a place they will stay once they move them from that Shakas Head informal settlement. Back to you in the studio.